Where am I? Did I disappear? Whoa, I did disappear. Is that a bug?
Are we recording right now?
Yep, we're definitely recording.
That's awesome.
Well then, two-man team. Glad that didn't break it. That breaks a lot of games, surprisingly. Alt-tabbing.
Oh. Yeah. Which saddens me.
I know, right?
Alt-tab is one of my favorite functions.
Dude, Alt-tab is single-handedly one of the things that makes Windows great.
I would make a band called Alt-tab.
I bet you someone has. Did I ever tell you?
Attention. Due to the threat of external contamination, a security lockdown is in order. Please meet at your closest administration office for further instructions.
Oh, how convenient.
Welcome back, everybody. I was just about to tell you, Nathan, have you ever heard that there is a Ned Flanders heavy metal band
Yes,
called
I have.
O'Killy Dokilly?
Yes. And all of the people in the band are named after some type of Flanders.
Yep. It was...
like Red Flanders, Dead Flanders, something like that.
You know, normally when...
No power, that's not gonna work.
Oh, wait, I think I need something back in the med center. Sorry, everybody.
At least we're running.
Normally, I hate when viral stuff like that pops up in my newsfeed on Facebook, but that was one of those things that legitimately made me happy. I was like, this is an answer to something I've wanted for so long. And it's funny, I actually told Jen this, and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Who is Ned Flanders?
Oh my.
It turns out she wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons when she was a kid because her parents are crazy religious and
Irony?
well, actually, I don't think it
She's
had
not allowed to meet Ned Flanders?
I know! I thought that was hilarious too! But actually, I think I'm wrong. I don't think it's because they were religious. I think it has more to do with the fact that they thought that the Simpsons family was very disrespectful to, like, the kids were very disrespectful to the parents, and they didn't want to teach their children that was okay. But I think they kind of missed the main point, and is that they still love each other, and they actually treat each other like a family, and they do respect each other when like, even through the bad stuff.
You gotta realize, like, 85% of parents are gonna look at something, make a first judgment off of it, and immediately discard it.
Yeah,
and I mean, that's just how we work as human beings in general. So yeah, I mean, I can't blame them, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Skin harvesting.
Oh my.
Organ extraction.
Oh, that's fine.
And product spinal tapping. Oh my.
Oh, spinal tap totes. Yep. Here we go.
I think that is...
Get over there. This is gonna happen. No.
No.
Come back.
Oh, okay. So I saw this in the alpha, and I didn't really understand what was going on, but I believe what we do is we go over there,
and we run at it and shove our bodies through it.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Congratulations, Spinal Tap.
This I find a little silly. We can't turn it off. We actually have to cause it to shut down in order to switch it. It's just one of those slight oversights, but it's like, come on, really?
It's just where you automatically assume to go with the interface.
Yeah, I think probably what it was maybe they had a bug where...
Did you just get that item?
I literally just took the drill off.
You just took it off.
So now I have a high-speed neuro drill.
Oh.
Neural. I'm
just gonna let you...
Have I ever told you that I'm really bad with my words?
You don't need to. It's okay, buddy.
One of these days, I should get good at speaking at some point while, like, doing so many Let's Plays, because we release a video every day, right? So, like, I'm recording constantly. More than you are, even, because you're only here, like, once a week.
Yeah, you and your whole one project versus my 5.
Yeah, what?
I just made up 3 just to outdo you that much.
All 5 of Arcane Duel projects.
Must be why there's nobody
But,
here.
it's really funny. I've talked a lot about Arcane Duels.
Really?
But never with you. only with Cujo. while I'm recording.
Who has like never watched a single episode of any of them, which is totally fine. But I think that's funny. He's probably like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
That is kind of funny. Well, like I'll talk a lot about things that we're doing, right? Like I was talking about Gen Con and kind of like what that whole experience was like and how it was crazy recording the tournament, and it was stressful and
and he's like, I've never been to Gen Con, nor do I know what game you're even talking about.
Yeah, his responses were like, yeah, that's cool. Like, thanks, Cujo, you're giving me a lot to work off of here.
And that's okay, we can talk about him because we know he's not going to watch this episode.
You know, it's entirely possible. I've actually told some of you guys to watch some of the episodes that we release, simply so that we can like kind of figure out how to improve our episodes. You know, because like I listen to everything because I also edit it, and then when I release it, like I watch it to make sure that nothing went wrong. It's probably a good thing that we're not reading text because there's a lot of text.
Yeah, that's actually one of my immediate, not complaints, but cautions, I feel, is that there's a lot of text right off the bat. And yes, it is a point-and-click adventure, but when you give that much information that quickly all at once, it can be a little overbearing, and then you expect your player to react on that as well, or to remember that later.
Yeah, I agree. Especially like, we're playing a game, so ideally we're doing more action than reading, and a lot of times players are simply going to want to skip over the reading.
Yeah.
And so, like what we're doing now, and so maybe that's not what the developer intended, but hopefully they kind of took that into account.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's... I don't know, if especially if it's skippable text, you got to make sure it's not absolutely mandatory, otherwise that's about it.
Well, yeah, because we might not have even noticed that. So before I stand here for too long, I actually was waiting here on purpose. So we find an emergency glass box, and we broke it, and we find out that there's a note inside. What does it say? Due to budget cuts, the fire axe has been replaced with this note. Have a nice day. So it's like, oh man, we were hoping to get an axe, but there's nothing in there, so I guess we'll just have to go on our merry way. But what a lot of players don't notice was that there's a nice large glass shard that dropped to the floor.
Oh, and it was barely shiny.
It was barely shiny, and it was also glass. So it's like, well, of course it's shiny, it's glass.
Yeah. Yep. It's not just like being like, hey, come to the sparkly thing. That's meat. This meat is sparkling. Yeah. That makes no sense.
Now, in defense of the game, generally you don't ever intentionally include things that have actions, like breaking the glass, unless there's some sort of function.
This is disgusting.
A surprisingly clean toilet.
Stuff keeps on working.
I mean, if everybody's been dead for a while, and I imagine that the ship has some form of automation, there'd have to be at least one clean toilet.
Yeah, I would hope so at least, because otherwise that shit would get rank.
Oh, no joke. You like walk into this room and be like, why is it green? Because it's poison.
Oh wait, is this... Man, I'm already losing track. So maybe it's a bad thing that I'm playing because I have just absolutely terrible spatial awareness. But you know, we'll
Oh.
see how bad that gets.
Oh, there's some games I plan on streaming. That means you're not allowed to play with me.
Oh. You're talking about Chasm?
Oh, yeah.
Chasm, well, is there a lot of backtracking in Chasm?
Yes.
Okay, well
It's a Metroidvania, man.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, so that's a PDA. Okay, so this is one of those instances. I know what this says because I think it's pretty much the same as the alpha. But basically, here's a hint about what we need to do in this room.
All right.
I think it's basically a story about a guy that reworked the security system because, you know, he didn't want to get killed because of a security lockdown. So basically it gives us the hint that if there's a breach in one of these, I'll get out of here. if there's a breach in one of these, the security system will restart so that it doesn't lock you out and get you killed, because basically someone got melted, or people got melted by the acid in here.
Oh, nice.
And because the room locks down when they're breached,
there's no escape.
There's no escape, so these people just died. So pretty grim.
See, I feel like that's something you could show us.
Yeah, I mean...
only because
be
it's a
fair-
horror, only because it's a horror game. If it were not a horror game, then I wouldn't care.
Right, exactly.
I kind of want to see people get melted by acid.
Now,
that aren't me.
In their defense, I guess I had to run. So this is what happens to the people that breach that first death. Yeah.
I take back my statement. We didn't need a video because Chris will do it for me. I wanted to see people get melted by acid. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't realize that I wasn't going to run away, and I wouldn't have known that the drill was going to do that unless I had read that log.
Fair enough.
Because that's basically, it was like, okay, well, it breached. How do we breach it? Well, we got a neural drill. Neural drill?
Neural.
I want to run away. How do I run away? Let me run away. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe they changed this since the alpha. I remember in the alpha, you
just run away.
You drill
right
it, and your character just runs away.
Yeah, now your mouse cursor disappeared.
Yeah,
don't know what to
your
say about
cursor
that.
always disappears when you cannot act anymore. It's nice that they bring you back right here, though.
Oh, yeah. That's actually really smart. It makes it feel more like a puzzle game where you actually have to accomplish puzzle room by puzzle room in order to move on. Which, point and click adventures are just a large brain puzzle. They're just a large... It's about keeping track of all your resources and the locations around you.
Definitely.
Maybe drill through... I mean, that's Sparkles. Is that the thing that you went to that...
Well, this is the PDA.
Yeah, it's... Okay.
All right.
Well, tell you what, we'll figure it out, and then we'll come back to it next episode.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
We
right.
will see you in the archives.
See you there.
Oh, that's the other thing I want to start working on is using less foul language. I know that's mostly my fault.